Hey there, awesome folks. This is Mentor Shelley, wanting to make sure that you become a better version of yourself professionally today. And I am here going to talk to you guys today about the transition for ex-trad wives going from an ex-trad wife situation into the education industry, or becoming an educator or becoming a teacher in some way, shape, or form. So for those of you that are maybe just seeing this as it's sending out notifications about this live, go ahead, like the video as you're coming in, and I'm going to give you guys a couple seconds to get in and get so we can get started. Okay, stay tuned. Hey there, everybody. This is Mentor Shelley coming to you again. And I want to make sure that you guys have what you need. Of course, if you're here and this is your first time ever seeing me, I do want you to know we are here to help you to become a better professional in one way, shape, or form or the other. If you are an ex-trad wife looking to make that change back into the workplace, I'm definitely here for you. I want to make sure that you have the things you need. You can go to mentorshelley.com/ETW to start with that guide. Tonight, we're going to be talking about ways that you can transition into the education field or in the teachers. And I'm not just going to talk about it in an abstract way. I'm actually going to be sharing with you two phenomenal women that I did find some articles about how they made that transition and how they made a difference in the world of education, even when circumstances did not dictate that this was something that they could actually do. But I want to make sure that you have all of you need. Of course, if you guys desire, or you know someone that is making that transition, go ahead and share this live with them, and it will, of course, the video will render on YouTube and on Facebook, where it's being streamed live right now. So we want to dig in, and I want you all to remember that as ex-trad wives, you are not starting off, or you're not in this career field just coming in there with absolutely nothing to contribute. You would be very surprised by the fact that you have way more than you think you have, as far as skills, as far as what you can offer in this arena known as the education field. As you're coming in, of course, go ahead and share the video. Go ahead and like and comment as well. We're going to dive into the first article. It's actually from LinkedIn. Let me go ahead and share that with you guys. Let's see here. All right, I'm put myself down at the bottom here just so you guys can see more of this article. The title is From Housewife to Educator, the Inspiring Journey of, I'm probably going to massacre this, Kaya Vizhai. I'm probably saying it wrong. I do, forgive me. The article was written by Sharaha Manu. Okay. What it starts off is, in a world where gender roles and societal expectations can often limit the aspirations of young women, there are stories of hope and inspiration that break the mold. The story of I'm going to say Kaya Viz, because I'm sure that's not the full name, but that's the name that we're going to work with tonight, because I'm not saying it right. And I do not want to keep massacring the name. I'm just going to say K for the purposes of tonight. I'm going to say K. The story of K is such one tale. A simple yet powerful reminder that passion, determination, and supportive community can help even the most marginalized individuals achieve their dreams. This is a story of a young woman who longed to use her education and skills to become financially independent, and for not for profit organizations that gave her the opportunity to do so. It is a story of empowerment, resilience, and the transformative power of utilizing opportunities. Join us as we journey through Kay's life and discover how she became a beacon of hope for women in her community, inspiring them to break free from their traditional roles and achieve their full potential. Sounds awesome so far. All right. From the town of, here we go again. From the town of Vijhupuram, Tamil Madhu, a young woman named Kay, had great dreams of attaining self-sufficiency. She was a bright and ambitious girl who had just graduated with a degree in computer science, becoming the first person in her family to achieve this milestone. However, her dreams of a career were put on hold when she got married and moved to Chennai. I'm thinking this is in Chennai, India, to start a new life as a wife and subsequent mother. If I'm incorrect, please correct me in the comments. Kay was a devoted homemaker, taking care of her husband and children's needs. She longed for something more, something that would allow her to use her education and skills to earn an income, gain respect within the family to supplement income at home for a better lifestyle. She often spoke to her neighbor and friend about her aspirations. One day, her friend shared the advertisement she had seen on Facebook about teacher training programs in Upasana offered by the organization called Shirida Manu's Foundation in Chennai. Kay was intrigued and asked her friend to share more information. She learned that Upasana was an after school educator training program that enabled women in the community to become part time teachers using their education and skills to help marginalized children. Kay knew that this was an opportunity that she had been waiting for and decided to apply. She was thrilled to have found a way to use her education to give back to her family and community while she'll still be able to fulfill her obligations as a homemaker. Here's pictures of them. After 6 months of classroom training and on the job training at the nearby Vitspana Micro Center, Kay became an Opsana trained after school educator in Chennai. She found that teaching would help children learn and also develop her own skills to grow as a person. Through her work as a Uppsala trained educator, Kay made a significant impact on the learning of children she teaches. She uses an activity and game-based approach to engage with her students and help them learn while having fun. That's awesome. She has been able to inspire students to pursue their dreams just like she did. Kay's story is one of courage and determination. Despite facing many obstacles, she never gave up on her dreams. She is a true inspiration to many women in her community, showing them that they too can achieve their dreams no matter how daunting it may seem. Well, I'm going to come back on the screen here. What can we learn from such an inspiring story? I'm sure there are more details that were not shared in that particular article. But what I want to make sure that you guys understand is that it is possible. What can we learn? What are the things, what are the positive differences that she made? She inspired her community to pretty much to let them know, listen, you can do this too if you so choose. And it's never too late, because she was married and she was a homemaker for a while, just, singly, but she always had a yearning to use the education that she had, because she did go to school and she did get her degree, as we read. But she never got the opportunity to use her full degree and the education she had until she joined this particular program, a teaching program. Of course, hello, Still Rocks. Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you, thank you. Always appreciate the support. But what can we learn from this experience? Well, from this article? Always leverage, as extrad wives, always leverage your transferable skills. I am sure she was honing in on some of those skills at home when she was a homemaker, and and when she was, not to say that she stopped homemaking, but she incorporated what she always wanted to do. She wanted to use the education she had to create some good, to foster some good in her community, and she did do that based on what the article said. She will also leverage her transferable skills, such as organization, which I'm sure she used in her home and she used in her classroom. She even used the education, the way they taught, the way the school taught them how to educate, and put it in games and be able to make learning fun for the students. So she wasn't just a plain old teacher, but she was a teacher that put time and effort into making education fun for her students. I'm sure she used other skills like multitasking and communicating with her students on a level that could definitely, have them learn the lessons and learn the material that she's teaching, but also, have a positive emotional effect behind how she teaches. And of course, you have to be, when you're working with students, depending on how old, well, it doesn't really matter how old. As a teacher, you have to be perseverant. You have to be able to persevere through some of those difficulties and some of the difficult students, because teaching is not an easy job. I will tell you that. I have many friends and family members that are in the education field. I have the utmost respect for what it is that they do, because it is not easy. I'm involved in that in some respects in my regular job, where there is some form of education, but it's lightweight compared to what you guys have to deal with. You have to keep attention spans. You have to have multitask. You have to be able to overcome challenges and not only have their attention, but keep their attention. And of course, as an ex-trad wife, that is something that I'm sure she has learned along in the years of, training her children and things of that nature. So a lot of those skills that she used with her children, I'm sure those are skills that came in handy in the home when managing, different tasks and being organized and making sure that you're communicating efficiently and things of that nature. What we can learn from the story is that perseverance and overcoming challenges is part of what it is going to take to be successful when you're transitioning from being an ex-trad wife or being a homemaker back into the job market. And of course, I'm also here to help you with that. You can go to mentorshelley.com/ETW to help get started on that process. Now, I have one other story I want to share with you. This story comes from, let's see here. This story is also from the website The Better India. It is written by Vadudara Causes. And the title of it is One Woman's Journey from Being a Housewife to a Change Maker That Touched Many Lives. Let me make sure I put myself down here, because it's not about me, it's about the ladies this evening. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and there we go. All right, let me take myself to the bottom here. All right, now, one woman's journey from being a housewife to a change maker that touched many lives, because educators, believe it or not, touch a lot of lives either in a negative or a positive way. If you're any good at your profession, you're definitely touching lives at a positive, in a positive way. This particular story is one woman is a teacher making teaching aids, talks to women, helps women run their own little company, provides low-cost sanitation pads to rural women, and much more. Swati proves that superwomen do exist. This story was written by Vadura Causes, and I want to get into this story because it was so inspiring to me. One woman is a teacher. One woman is a teacher, makes teaching aids, talks to women, helps women in running their own little company, provides low-cost sanitary napkins to rural women, and much more. I'm going to almost guess there because they're in a rural area, a lot of those things weren't available to them. Swati proves that superheroes or superheroine do exist. William Ross Wallace said, "For the hand that rocks the cradle, is it the hand that rules the world?" Well, it can be. He said that there are blessings on a woman's hands, for she crosses every hurdle, right from being a girl child to being a woman who raises grandchildren. A quote is always one of these wise things someone has said, unless you can associate it. As we grew up, we started to associate this quote with our mothers. But as I write this, I know of one person I will be associating this quote with, and this is a picture of her, Swati Badeker. Okay, I met Swati on a hot Sunday morning about a month back. To everyone who knows the value of a Sunday, and I being one of them, because it's the day when you disable your alarm, then hitting then hitting the snooze button, and now be all about brunch and not breakfast. Yet there she was, ushering us in the house, not before she tied her little dog up, with gleaming eyes and a twinkle that you couldn't miss, despite the sun and the shades perched on my nose. I thought to myself, someone who keeps the house spick and span, manages two children and a dog, certainly cannot be out here helping the world. I was proved wrong, and so will you be at the end of the story. They say a girl's education starts at home and is put to the test when she's married off. Swati was born in Baroda and brought up in Mumbai, which is also in India. After completing her college in Ruparal College in Mumbai, she got married and shifted along with her husband in Navsari near Surat. Everything was perfect for Swati. A new place, a small little house, and a family to take care of. Yet she yearned for satisfaction. And little did she know that the same satisfaction was going to come knocking at her door very soon. The Covenant School of Navsari wanted a teacher for English, maths, or in other countries, they don't say arithmetic or math, or they say mathematics here. But in other countries such as India and even in the islands, they refer to mathematics as maths. Maths and science. They were glad when Swati said yes for that temporary job. On her first day at work, while the kids stared at her and she had a science lesson to teach, Swati decided that to break the communication barrier, she will have to be more than just their teacher. And there she was, with all the kids ready for their first lesson, out in open on a field trip. This not only helped her to understand her class kids better, but also helped her develop different types of study strategies according to their grasping power. Soon Swati was the best friend for all the children in the class. In fact, the children from her class performed better than the children from the other classes and had strong basics. This was Swati's very first stint at teaching, which made her realize that she wanted so much more, that there was so much more, and that there was so much to do in this field of children's education. If there was one thing she believed in strongly, was that koi ake cartega. Someone else will work attitude doesn't really work. What does work is being passionate about something, so passionate that it makes you want to get up and do something. With these ideals and aspirations, Swati then shifted to Mahakait in Thailand with her family. Oh, they moved. There too, Swati didn't waste any time in finding a school where they needed an English teacher. In fact, Swati laughs as she remembers this story. She says, It was a lot like a barter system. The kids taught her Thai and she taught them English. Of course, there too, she was always a friend in disguise for all the kids. Not only did she teach everyone English, she helped in formulating a curriculum that helped the kids learn more easily and spend time in gaining the same knowledge in a more practical way. So far, so good. All righty. All right. She believed in giving kids all around exposure. Reading and experiment will not register in a child's mind until and unless he or she actually performs it. Exactly. Demonstrative learning. Got it. For her extraordinary contributions in the field of education, Swati got a medal from the royal family of Thailand, which she happens to tell me with the same ease she told me it was a hot day. Fast forwarding to now in Banyan City, Swati still carries with her all the things she learned during her teaching phase. Now she makes teaching aids under the banner of SM Graphics. And all her play learning toys are so awesome that you end up learning so much more than what's given in the textbook. See, there we go. Using demonstrative learning and how she, as a person, and what she had already learned to apply it in different ways and using it even to do business. Along with the HBSCE, let me try to do this now. Humi Babha Center of Science Education, which is known for its international Olympiads, along with being a co-coordinator for many science programs, and it's part of all the meeting happenings for better education. She sends these science kits to as government as well as B plus schools. But she says that the real pleasure comes in teaching at government schools because that's where the challenges lie. She has made over 200 teaching aid kits along with a published book, Satkoli, Satkol, I guess is how you pronounce it. I'm sorry guys, I don't know if I'm doing justice to these words, but I'm trying here, which has over 100 experiments that you can do at home. She thought of innovative teaching when other teaching methods were still to be explored. She believes in educating all children, as Laos 2 Chinese proverb goes, give a man a fish, you need to feed, and you feed him for a day. But you teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. I believe in that quote as well. Just when I thought I was I was wowed for the day, Swati happened to tell me another story, that one being closer to her heart. This story was about Saki, which means a friend. And little did I know what I was in for. When Swatji traveled to different Talkukas and villages as a science communicator to understand the needs of children, she came across a strange situation. She noticed that girls in these schools kept missing school one after the other. After she saw it happening repeatedly, she decided that she had to get to the bottom of the problem and find a solution. But what she found was something that she hadn't expected. When she visited the house of one of the girls who missed school and spoke to the girl's mother, she was told that the girl was sitting behind the house. She found that the girl was sitting behind on rocks only because she was having her monthly menstrual cycle. Okay. She was shocked that in 2010, about 150 kilometers away from a city like Baroda, where there were women who didn't have basic facilities to combat their monthly cycles. Wow, this is crazy. Oh, wow. Hello, NC Worker. Welcome to the live. I want to get through this article so we can talk about what differences she actually did make with these young ladies. She decided that she had to do something before she left. For the time being, she taught them how to make sanitary pads out of used rags. Wow. That solution couldn't suffice on its own for long since there are always hygiene issues. Once back in Baroda, Swati kept thinking that she could do what she could do for all these women. Her answer came in a magazine when she read about a person in excuse me, in Comator who faced a similar situation with his wife and simplified the machinery needed to make sanitary pads at a very low cost. Oh, wow. And overcoming all the hurdles in her way, Swati established Saki, which made sanitary pads at a normal cost of rubles. I guess I'm gonna make the assumption. I'm not sure what RS means. I know it's um some form of currency, which a woman could afford. Very recently, Saki even won a government tender in spite of tough competition from different MNCs in the same field. Not only does Saki use wood pulp, the destruction of used sanitary pads was also given as a solution. Okay. These used sanitary pads were discarded in an incinerator made out of terracotta. The residue obtained after burning was used as manure in the fields. Sake was then has been spreading fast to a lot of places in Gujarat, like Dahood, Surat, Gonga, Junagadh, Rafpilpa, etc. Not only does Saki help in dealing with the hygiene problems faced by women, it also offers them livelihood options. Other than this, it helps make people more open minded about abolishing an age old taboo. It creates a platform for the people to talk freely about problems faced by women. In fact, their slogan also says that all about coming together. She manages a family, teaches, makes teaching aids, talks to women, helps women run in their own little helps women in running their own little company. So she's a business consultant as well, acting as a communicator between students and government and between different women, and still talks about everything without having to boast about it. In the above two lines, what Saki does makes you realize that superwomen do exist. Women like Swati who wants to give back to society because it gave her immense satisfaction. Little deeds always turn into something big, just like little seeds which turn into big trees. Swati makes you want to ask yourself a simple question. If you are passionate about something and wanting and waiting for someone else to do something about it, what's stopping you from doing it? She never waited for anybody else to do anything about the things that affected her. She herself acted upon it with such love and enthusiasm. It reminded me of what it reminded me of Mother Teresa when she said, "It's not how much we give, but how much love we put into giving." How much are you giving? Are you giving love with everything you've got, or are you waiting for someone else to come and do it for you? Now, I don't know about you guys, but that definitely inspired me. I feel like I'm not doing enough just by reading all the things that she did. And despite the obstacles she experienced, especially being in restrictive societies such as India, not only did she turn a dollar from 15 cents, she also solved issues not just in teaching, but in the helping to solve issues for the female students in those poor remote villages by helping with something as basic, as women's health. So I want you guys to understand, what can we learn from Swati's story? Passion transferred into purpose, because she used what she knew and what she learned, and not only helped young women, she also helped other women to start their businesses. She was also doing things of that nature from the skills she learned. She wasn't only teaching, she found ways to solve problems, not just from an educational level, but on a basic human level. She found practical ways to teach her students and make teaching aids along with being a traditional wife. At the end of the day, these stories just tell any ex-trad wife out there, or it tells anyone out there, if you are willing to make the sacrifice, if you are willing to make that transition, know that possibilities, especially when you operate from a genuine place, that your purpose and your calling, not just your profession, can come to life. These two stories inspire me as a woman, knowing that whatever possibilities, whatever I can think of or dream of, it's possible. And don't wait for somebody else to do it. If you're seeing the problem, you're seeing the problem because you're supposed to do something to help solve that problem, not cause, not add on to it, but help to solve the problem. The reason you're seeing it with the way you view things, the way you process information, is because it's time for you to make that change. And as an ex-trad wife, I want you to know the passion for what it is that you are destined to do lies within your 2 ears. Anything that you put your mind to do, you can actually do. And I definitely want to help you do that. I want you to know that you're not starting from the bottom. You're not starting from scratch. You already have skills that you can use to achieve these goals. And you can go to mentorshelley.com/ETW to start gathering what skills do you have to offer the job market? What skills do you have to offer maybe to start your own business? It may not necessarily be to work for somebody, but to create your own business and be able to employ people down the line once you develop that business into a profitable one, into a business that is serving, serving the needs of people in a innovative way, like some of these ladies have done in the past. I want you guys to understand I am here to help you to become a better professional, even if you have not been in the workforce for a long time, or you have, it's been a long time, 15 years. You're either as a caregiver or as an ex-trad wife. These two stories were about ex-trad wives, but that are wanting to become a part of the education field. You have the skill of communication. If you've been an ex-trad wife for a while, you have to communicate with your husband in a certain way, and you also have to communicate with your children in a certain way so you can get through them. That takes some skills, organization skills, and making sure you can teach a concept, you can explain things. You're able to break down a particular concept in bite-sized pieces. Those are things that you will find in the ex-trad wife guide. Also, I want you to be aware that if you want to take it a step further and you want to work with me one-on-one so I can help you to put your career strategy together, if you're coming out of an ex-trad wife situation, you can go ahead and schedule your consultation with me at mentorshelley.com/consultation. I'll be glad to take you step by step from where you are now to either hired or getting your business off the ground. And if you're looking for more comprehensive self-study, you can also, let me see here. Let me see if I have the link for it still. Let me put it in the comments here. You can go to Victoria Langford, the Credit Solutionist. She has a business course called the Business Blueprint. You can go to her channel in YouTube. Go ahead and go to her YouTube channel at The Credit Solutionist. And she does have a business blueprint course that you can take if you want to do self-study. But if you want me and you to sit down and get to the brass tacks of things based on what you're dealing with right now, from soup to nuts, we will put that strategy together. You go ahead and schedule your consultation at mentorshelley.com/consultations. At the end of the day, not just ex-trad wives, but anyone that really wants to walk in their purpose and walk in the career path that they feel that innately truly belongs to them, and you're not there that's definitely something I want you to go ahead and work through with me in that career strategy. We'll get down to it. We'll pull away at the cobwebs of your dreams, and we'll get that very clear and get those things clarified for you. Of course, outside of that, if you have questions in regards to anything, resumes, cover letters, interviews, and you're not sure, or you want me to talk about some other issues, or you have questions in regards to that, you can go to mentorshelley.com/contact, where you can leave me a voicemail or an email message, and I'm more than happy to return your voicemail or email within 24 hours, guys. At the end of the day, I want you to know you can become a better professional one step at a time. And of course, I am on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Go ahead and like the video, share it with a trad wife or someone looking to become an ex-trad wife and get back into the job market. Go ahead and share this information with them. And of course, if you're an ex-trad wife looking for help to get that piece started, get started on the journey back into the workforce or back in business, go ahead and download that guide. It's mentorshelley.com/ETW. All right, guys, this is Mentor Shelley, wanting to make sure that you become a better version of yourself professionally. And of course, as you're transitioning out of trad wife life, you can transition to educational sectors and make a difference like these two ladies did. All right, guys, take care. You have a good one. Bye.